I have, as you know, Watson, a keen olfactory sense. My nostrils were violently assailed by a repugnant combination of odours. While the room was quite clean and neat, Mr. Balloney didn't apply his staff's sense of tidiness to his own hygiene. It is said, though I have my doubts as to the historical accuracy of this anecdote, that at some point in the past the average Englishman bathed only once a year. Annually, families heated up a large tub of water, and the adults would wash themselves in it first, followed by the children. By the end of this process, the littlest members of the family were trying to cleanse themselves in water that was so dark with their elders' filth that it was practically opaque. And from this point comes the phrase, "Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater." Once again, I have my suspicions about this very dirty vision of the past, but it seemed highly likely that Mr. Balloney followed this washing schedule. Not only was my nose offended by Mr. Balloney, but my ears and eyes were similarly disturbed. He was a profoundly ugly man, with a face resembling a Yorkshire pig I'd met at an acquaintance' country estate the previous year. His clothing was littered with stray beans, and he didn't even bother to look up at me as he smeared his cheese over his toast, covered it with a slathering of beans, and then, adding a slice of haggis and another piece of toast, to make a sandwich. He consumed the entirety of this nourishment in 2 bites, and repeated this process again before acknowledging my presence. "I understand you want to buy some boots, Mr. Verney." "Yes, sir, of course. I shall require a discount for quantity, please." Mr. Balloney glared at me through a pair of piggy eyes, and belched hard enough to make the window panes rattle. There was no pardon me before he said, "Get out!" "I beg your pardon, sir." "I know who you are. You aren't Mr. Verney, a school employee purchasing boots for barefoot children. You're Sherlock Holmes, the brother of Mycroft, the man who's been looking into my recent purchase of land and how I went about attaining it. I have my sources, you know, and I've been aware of how you've been poking into the personal business of some members of Parliament of my acquaintance. Well, not that I blame you for that. They're a corrupt group of gormless cockwombles. And now that I've gotten what I want from them, the country will be better off with them out to the corridors of power. And on a similar note, my house will be better off without you in it. Be gone with you." With that, he smeared some more cheese and beans on another chunk of haggis, and swallowed it whole. I would have questioned him further, but the atmosphere of the room was already nearly unbearable. I escaped with as much dignity as I could manage, and I was nearly out the door when I felt a little hand tugging at the hem of my coat. Looking down, I saw a small grubby boy with a frightened face. "Please help me, sir. I don't want to die." Uncertain of what to say, I gently replied, "I'm sure you won't have to worry about that for a very long time." "You don't understand, sir. I don't think I'll survive the week. Please, come outside with me." He led me to a little shed on the edge of the property, saying, "They won't hear us here." Once the door to the shed was securely shut, he turned to me and whispered, "I think someone's planning on killing me, and that person has already killed all of my friends."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.